There's a guy who is known to Kentucky and our guy Jasper Johnson who could help the team. Who am I talking about? Tay Kenny. Wouldn't that be a good option for Pope to bring to the program? Some news websites are betting on a 35% chance that this guy is a Kentucky recruit. Let's talk about that. Kentucky basketball under Pope is doing a good job. In the midst of this transition, names like Tay Kenny emerge as pieces that could fit perfectly on this team. Ranked as the 33rd best recruit in the class of 2026 on 3 industry rankings, Tay Kenny is a point guard who has already demonstrated that he has the necessary tools to thrive in a fast-paced and competitive system like Kentucky's. A native of Newport, in the northern part of the Commonwealth, Kenny not only knows the bluegrass territory well, but also brings with him an impressive background of consistent performances. Last school year, he averaged 17.5 points and 4 rebounds per game, while shooting 48.4% from distance. Numbers that would catch the eye of any coach looking for a versatile and efficient player. The geographic proximity between Newport and Lexington could also be a deciding factor. Kenny visited Kentucky's campus last year, and his familiarity with the program seems genuine. Kentucky is Kentucky's university, Kenny told KSR, referring to the historical and cultural weight of the Wildcats program. For a local player like him, donning the blue and white uniform would be more than just a sports opportunity. It would be a chance to cement his legacy in the heart of the state's basketball scene. In addition, Kenny's relationship with Jasper Johnson, another recruit already committed to Mark Pope and the Wildcats, adds an interesting dimension to the scenario. The friendship between the two could act as a natural catalyst in the recruiting process. If Kenny decides to follow in Johnson's footsteps and choose Kentucky, he will find an environment where there is already mutual trust within the squad. This personal connection could be a major differentiator. But what makes Tay Kenny so special? Beyond his numbers and local connections, the young point guard displays characteristics that align perfectly with Mark Pope's vision of the game. He is a fast-paced player who is able to move the ball with speed and precision, creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates. His ability to space the floor and knock down three-point shots with consistency is exactly the kind of weapon Pope needs to bring his offensive style to life. It is no coincidence that the coach has maintained close contact with Kenny through assistants like Jason Hart and Cody Fuger, who have watched the guy's work. What sets the Wildcats' approach apart is the continuity and trust placed in him from an early age. I like that they're reaching out, Kenny said earlier about the programs that have shown interest. That early vote of confidence can be a game changer, especially for a player who values genuine relationships and ongoing support. Still, the road to signing with Kentucky won't be easy. With only a 35% chance, according to some analysts, the recruiting race remains a tight battle. Other programs are stepping up their efforts, and Kenny himself admits he's still evaluating all his options. But the geographic advantage, Pope's offensive philosophy, and connection with players like Jasper Johnson put Kentucky in a prime position. For Mark Pope, bringing Tay Kenny to the program would be more than just a recruiting win. It would be a clear sign that his vision for the future of Kentucky basketball is gaining traction. A homegrown player with deep roots in the state and enough talent to be a great guy, Pope should keep an eye on this talent. Kentucky's wait for a final decision on the eligibility of Louisiana Tech wide receiver True Edwards continues to raise expectations for coach Mark Stoops' program. With Edwards potentially eligible to play in 2025 under Diego Pavia's injunction, which grants an extra year of eligibility to former junior players affected by a difficult 2020 season, the Wildcats are optimistic that the NCAA will clarify the situation soon and in a favorable manner. True Edwards is the type of player who can make an immediate impact on Kentucky's roster, especially as the program looks to solidify its position as a competitive force in the SEC. After stints at Navarro College, JUCO, Hawaii, and Louisiana Tech, Edwards has put together a solid college football career. culminating in his first-team All-Conference USA selection in 2024. His stats from last season are impressive. 77 receptions for 897 yards and 6 touchdowns, as well as other significant contributions in critical situations, such as forcing 16 missed tackles and creating separation on complex routes. Those numbers reflect not only his physical talent, but also his ability to be productive even in challenging scenarios. Mark Stoops expressed confidence in the NCAA's recently issued guidelines, which appear to pave the way for Edwards' waiver to be approved. "I think they've laid it out pretty well for us," Stoops told reporters after Kentucky's spring ball. He noted that the NCAA's decision appears to take into account the specific background of players like Edwards, whose track record includes junior college seasons before the pandemic. This interpretation favors Edwards, as he played at the JUCO level in 2019, pre-pandemic, unlike other players who only competed during the 2020-21 spring season. If approved, Edwards' addition to the Wildcats roster would bring depth and versatility to the wide receiver position. At 6'4" and built with a strong build, he has the ideal profile to dominate short and intermediate routes and be a threat after the catch. His ability to make difficult catches at all 3 levels of the field makes him a valuable asset in a modern offensive scheme, especially in a spread system that prioritizes space creation and post-catch movement. Additionally, Edwards has demonstrated resilience in decisive moments, something that will be crucial in matches against aggressive SEC defenses. Edwards' arrival at Kentucky also symbolizes the continuation of a strategic recruiting philosophy implemented by Stoops. The coach has consistently sought to bolster the roster through the transfer portal, bringing in experienced players who can contribute immediately. With 18 new transfers already on the roster this spring, Edwards' addition would be a key piece to further strengthen the offensive group. He will have the opportunity to work under the guidance of offensive coordinator Bush Hamdan, who has excelled at maximizing the potential of his wide receivers. In addition to his technical and physical strengths, Edwards brings with him a remarkable family background. The son of Troy Edwards, who won the Biletnikoff Award in 1998 while playing for Louisiana Tech, True grew up surrounded by examples of excellence in the sport. That heritage may have influenced his work ethic and determination to overcome challenges, such as multiple transfers and adjustments throughout his college career. Now, at 24, he is about to enter his 7th season of college football, looking to end his journey with a lasting impact in Lexington. While awaiting the NCAA's final decision, Kentucky football continues to build its identity for the 2025 season. Edwards' potential release represents more than just an addition to the roster. It is an investment in leadership, experience, and on-field production. If approved, Edwards will have the chance to help the Wildcats on the field. I want to hear your opinion. Comment.